How's it going, guys? Hope you have a great day. This is the All Ball Podcast. I'm Jack Knight.
I'm Mason Schumacher.
Todd Schumacher.
Lyle Knight.
I'm Teddy Knight.
I'm Kenny Knight.
And we are here to discuss the two biggest topics in sports right now, the NFL playoffs and the NBA trade deadline.
We'll get started with the NFL playoffs. We got some big games today. But again, with the NFL, we got a nice season that's wrapping up and awards to discuss. Guess we'll start off with Coach of the Year. So, Knight family, who do you think is going to be the Coach of the Year?
Coach of the Year. That's going to be, I think, John Harbaugh. He leads Lamar Jackson, has been a really great player this year. And I think that he could lead the Ravens to not only a Super Bowl, but himself to an NFL Coach of the Year award.
I got Kyle Shanahan to win it. I feel like the Niners basically turned Brock Purdy from nothing into something. I've never heard that saying. But that's what I feel like, that the Niners have just really tried to make things better, and that's what I feel like they've done as they've gotten the first round bye this year.
A lot of voters, especially the media, look for improvement in teams, and nothing's more clear than Dan Campbell with the Detroit Lions. What he's done with that team, not even this year, but in the last couple of years, turned them from kind of generational, bottom of the league, top draft pick to now a absolute juggernaut. It should be his, no doubt about it.
I mean, Campbell's a great pick. Personally, that would be my homer pick right there, without a doubt. But I don't think it's going to be a particularly close one. I see DeMarco Ryans running away with it, the turnaround in the Houston Texans, C.J. Stroud's development. I mean, you give me an argument why he's not getting it.
I also like the Dan Campbell as well. I think you can also go just overall improve from his first year till now. You can see just the huge jump that the Lions have made just towards the franchise in general. I think it's going to be him.
Yeah, the Lions continue on in the playoff win, not getting their first win in 32 years. I mean, you can't argue with all that. I think all great points with the Niners season, but I would go with Houston's quarterback. I'm with you there. I mean, the turnaround, the unexpected progression and rise that they've done this year is just unimaginable to me. So. I can appreciate that. Some of it said, Steelers and all that, but I think they were not spectacular. Ravens kind of expected to do well, so I would go with the Texans coach myself. So,
Looking now to the Super Bowl, obviously we've got some games today, some games tomorrow, kind of some ones that maybe we didn't see. Green Bay advancing, Houston advancing. How do you think that affects the top seeds going forward today?
Well, as you know, the Green Bay is the first 7 seed to ever make it this far in the playoffs since it's expanded.
Crazy.
I think that game today against the 49ers, if Green Bay's offense could play like how they did against the Cowboys, I think that is definitely going to be trouble for the 49ers defense. But, you look at Brock Purdy as a second-year quarterback from the 7th round, running amazingly with Kyle Shanahan's offense. I think that's going to be a fun game to watch and closer than what people are thinking.
I think the 1 seeds are still going to be the ones to beat. I think getting past Baltimore and San Francisco is going to be the challenge for everybody, and I think that's not going to happen, to be honest. So we'll see, but I think it's going to be some good close games. Tampa Bay in there, making it fun. Of course, Chiefs going on the road for the first time for Patrick Mahomes against the Bills. The Bills are super tough there in the AFC, so it's going to be some good weekends, and I look forward to them.
Home field definitely does matter. Get that good night's sleep at your own house. Now moving forward over to the NBA, it's been a wild season. Obviously, the reigning champs, the Nuggets, still pushing through. The Celtics, the Heat, the Lakers winning their IST championship. Now I want to move over to the trade deadline. There's always a team that comes out of that looking great. The Celtics, obviously, last year with Derek White. Who do you think is going to be this year's big move?
I could really see Jamal Murray going somewhere this year. And the Blue Arrow, from a Denver Nuggets player to another great player. He's been so awesome. And him and Nikola Jokic have really led this Nuggets team to where they've been right now in an NBA championship.
I see Cade Cunningham going elsewhere. It's kind of a shocker, but I don't feel like that. Cade is in a place where he needs to be able to grow into the player that he wants to end up becoming. So I feel like he will need to go elsewhere to have a bit better teammates around him to help build his skill.
It's another player that kind of is in a similar situation is Jeremy Grant for the Portland Trailblazers. I think the current team that he's on right now, he's one of their better players. I think on the trade deadline, he might get traded to a better team. I'm thinking could be a possibility for the Oklahoma City Thunder to get him as well. I think if you put him on any team, it'll make them better throughout the league.
OKC, I think they're looking real good this year. They want to make a run, so they might do some tweaks. Denver, I'd be surprised if they break up their team too much. I don't know. They seem to want to run it back, but yeah, a couple tweaks to them might do it. Malcolm Brogdon, also for the Blazers, is another one that I see. The Blazers, as you know, seem to be in acquiring asset mode, and Brogdon's definitely not on a long-term plan, even though I love the talent, and I think he could really push another team over the hump that's looking for defense and all-around good shooter and a good leader in the locker room. So we'll see, but I think some trades are going to be happening this season real soon.
Definitely. I mean, one that there hasn't been a lot of rumbling yet, but I can see the Lakers making a splash. LeBron's going to be demanding them to make progress, as a team has been flat since the IST.
Yeah.
And I think they see their window closing rapidly, and I think they're just going to try to jam one more 2x4 in there so that they can make one playoff push before LeBron retires.
Yeah.
So I could see the Lakers making a bold move with like a heavy draft pick, even though they don't have a ton of capital left over.
Something I've heard, Zach LaVine, good friend of LeBron James. Watch out for that. Now, the trade deadline's always important, but we want to look at who's going to be holding the LOB in the end of June. Who do you think that's going to be this year?
The Celtics look absolutely amazing at the start of the season. I think another, it's hard to say underdog, but I guess, the Timberwolves with Anthony Edwards and just that whole offensive core that they're running, it seems to be going well. Anthony Edwards is having amazing production this year. Another runner-up that I could see making a deep run in the playoffs is the Thunder as well. I think that young core, high offensive, great on defense, they have a lot of chemistry. Just overall, they're fun to watch. I think those are two teams that the league should look out for.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to see these other teams kind of rise up with the Thunder. The Warriors on the way down, it seems like, and they don't look to be bouncing back anytime soon.
Finally.
We're okay with that, but he was back to the trade deadline. I heard like Klay Thompson, is he going to be sticking around? But anyway, my pick would still probably be the Celtics. I'm with Mason here. The Celtics, I think they got enough drive in them, and like I said, maybe pick up an asset to push them over. I think they're looking good on both sides of the ball, good at shooting the three. Tatum is a world beater. I think he's the man to watch and should be in the MVP race himself.
Yeah, I just remember too much of last year's the debacle that the Celtics had. No new pieces, same young, inexperienced coaching staff. I haven't picked out a winner yet of like who I've got, but I can't put money on that Celtic team yet. With that core hasn't changed. That coaching staff hasn't changed ever since they dumped from the last year. Udoka.
Yeah.
I can't see any change, any reason to be like, they're gonna definitely make it this year. Like, I don't think so. I think last year was the top of the mountain for them.
I agree with Mason's Thunder take. I feel like that they have really been working on quietly pushing to try to make it into the playoffs as a higher seed, as in like 7 or 8. But like we were saying earlier with the Packers, we could see one of these teams making a huge push as an underdog.
I can agree with Teddy on that. And another top dog would be the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Damian Lillard, and many other great players who can lead this team around.
Definitely a lot of great teams, a lot of great players. I've got 2 words for you. Pascal Siakam. The Pacers were in it till the end with the IST. I guess we'll have to just wait and see. For all our crew and staff here at the All Ball Podcast, we'll see you later. Have a great day.